I know. See, any other day it wouldn't look so dark, but um, oh Lord, is it the camera? Is it oh, I'm gonna make oh, son of a biscuit eater. Okay, but you cannot see my. Can you see my disc? Whatever, y'all. Okay. It's actually sunshiny outside. I don't know why my camera wants to act a donkey, but please tell me you can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me. Okay. What's up? I'm good. How are you? Okay. Ugh. All right. This is the weekend check-in. We're gonna see what kind of message spirit wants to give everybody for the weekend. Um, I made it more broad, guys. I made it more broad where instead of it being just something that might happen this weekend or something that's starting this weekend, it's just we're just checking in for the weekend. Like as in like we check in during the week, we check on the weekend. So this is I don't why is it I'm getting choked by this thing. I might go turn on the I'm gonna open up the window a little bit more, y'all. I'm in my cozy, um, warm stuff. My cozy outfits. There we go. We can see me now. Look at that. Oh my god. How's everybody doing? Who's here? Kelsey. Did your name change on here? I think it did. Alrighty. Okay. I don't know where this is gonna go. I didn't get much. I will say I've got energy running through me because I had coffee this morning, and then I took my son to the coffee house. He usually gets tea. He didn't. I decided to get coffee, and whoa, they full throttle their shit. So, and I drank them back to back. So I got energy to spare pumping through my veins. Okay. So if I get to going, brrr, it might be me, not spirit. So we'll see if we can rein this shit show in. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and give my little spiel. You are a sovereign being over your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation is to never Cinderella shit to make it fit. Um, I have been on a roll. I did go back to look at some of my other readings and I'm trying to determine which ones I do want to post, which ones I don't, which is taking a little while. And I'm still trying to find the reading that I did where it was like the masculine's dream, childhood dream of a family. Um, and I'm like, I was looking at the date that I uploaded it and I was trying to find, I was like, I must have like recorded that and then you know what? Maybe it's on my computer and not the hard drive. I'm so glad I just thought of that. Anyways, so I am taking efforts, although this weekend my 16-year-old has state competition for cross country. So he made the state finals or the state like you have to like anyways, you have to like qualify. So he qualified. So he's actually running at state this weekend tomorrow. So I will be busy a portion of the day. It's gonna get up early. So all right. Done chatting. Let me go ahead and figure out. I told you the coffee is pumping through me. It is pumping through me. Mm. What are we doing? Happy Halloween. Also, I heard which I don't know if it's the right term. I'm questioning it. So I heard apprehension about November. like a is it or isn't it? Like there's some question of is something going to transpire or not? That feels more like a question on somebody's part versus like spirit. Is it or isn't it? I don't know if somebody really wants the answer to that though, because it's kind of like I also feel like I can't I just don't even be bothered. Like you've wanted to know for so long that at this point you're just like, you know what, whatever, whatever. I guess I'll figure it out, you know. I also feel like a race against the clock, a race against the clock. Given that a race against the clock. Again, I think all of this is from the human perspective, not spirit. So, like you feel pushed to do something within a time frame. So again, you may want something done, completed, or accomplished, or to happen in November, and you're just like, is it? I think somebody's going to feel frustrated if it's not, if something doesn't happen this next month. It's like, you know, when somebody gets so frustrated, um, whew, now my chest is about to jump through my. That's not the coffee. That's something else. Like if something, okay, I talked about this at a different rate. If something doesn't happen, I might just push the red button. Then I'm gonna force the hand. Like I'm gonna make shit. If something doesn't change, I'm going to. I don't know. It feels like I might just choose to do something drastic to push it over the edge. Somebody's so fed up, it feels like if this doesn't happen, I'm gonna then I'm going to if something doesn't change, then I'm gonna make it change. Because at this point, it feels like a change is needed more than just like, you know what, at this point, it just better not stay the same. Um, like I won't tolerate the status quo. I will not stay as is. Like, you know, there's a sound bite that people use in a lot of their social media where it's like, "Let's blow this motherfucker." You know, it's like that's where it's the red button. So we're back to that. We're back to that. Somebody is like it's not even like a now or never. It's like it either happens or you're gonna choose something else because I don't know. The is it gonna happen in November feels like an event that needs to come towards you. And if you're in a position where you're pushed where you have to choose something, you're gonna go in opposite direction. Like if it's left up to you to do something to change the situation, then you're going in a different direction. Let's blow this mother. I'm like, okay. All right, thank you. Secret Tarot. Because I feel like somebody's being patient and giving grace for something to unfold. I don't know if this is something that you feel like spirit keeps telling you is going to happen, or if this is something where you're like, your hat is in the ring for something, you know, like, and you're just like, if this doesn't transpire, I'm moving in another direction. Yeah, if this doesn't transpire, I'm moving in another direction. If this doesn't transpire, hold on, motherfuckers, because I be forgetting the shit that I say by the time I'm done. Why do I come up with the longest fucking titles? I swear. If something doesn't happen, transpire, I'm moving in a new direction. So either way, change is going to happen. Because it feels very like Two of Pentacles, two different paths. And you may not even know what that second direction is. It just ain't this one. You know what I mean? Anything else but this. Okay. So that's where I'm at. Ooh, baby, baby. I just... Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. So right now we're focused on something coming to you, being presented to you, something coming towards you. Like you're giving space and grace for something to happen. But again, it feels as if it's like it's not something that you do to initiate it. It's something that comes, that you're waiting to transpire, that must come towards you. So right now you are focusing on this, but in the back of your mind, you have it. I just heard have it on good authority. I don't know why they say it like that. Um, you have it where you're just like, you yourself have placed down a time limit on something. Like for your own sanity, for your own sense of it's a boundary only you can enforce. Like I love myself too much, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So that's going to be the overall energy right there. Let's just ask about the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Let's just do that. So the cards pulled out and I heard, was it even real? Was it even real? The cards that come out to clarify the Page of Pentacles is the Knight of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Page of Swords. The big question mark is around the Seven of Swords of this. I feel like that's the reason why, like, was it even real? So they're showing me how this is divvied up in this particular deck. We have the Three of Swords, which is separation, sadness, grief. And then we have two groups of Two of Swords, meaning it's like two different individuals or two different things being at a stalemate, neither making a move, neither communicating, both confused, both needing to make a decision, that kind of thing. And so as a result of neither one doing something, there's this sense of three of swords. There's this sense of separation and discontent. Because again, like the Two of Swords is like needing to make a decision. Some kind of stalemate or like neither are making a move. But on each side of that, and I think the move that they're talking about is the Knight of Cups, Page of Swords. Like somebody needs to make a move towards the other one, right? Knight of Cups, Page of, like, needs to communicate this. Okay. But you're kind of like, whoever I'm reading for is the one that's in the energy of, well, shit. On the fucking split, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. I heard initiator. Somebody has to be the initiator. Somebody needs to switch the energy up or switch up and come in correct. The initiator. There's that fucking Two of Pentacles. Told y'all. Give me the history behind the Seven of Swords, please. This, like, both are trying to determine something. My stomach is making noise. Can y'all hear that shit? Two people trying to figure something out, causing the Three of Swords. Neither making a move, neither communicating, both at a standstill. Some kind of decision needs to be made. I think for who I'm reading for, your choice and your decision is whether you continue to wait. Like, if this doesn't transpire, I'm moving in a new direction. Their decision, though, is whether to communicate the Knight of Cups, to initiate, they just said. So one is giving grace. So they need to make a choice and decision to act, to communicate. And you're in a place of, I'm not currently yet making a move, but I will. So you've placed a time limit. But that doesn't seem communicated, though. It's just something for you, your own, for your sense of, I love myself, I have self-worth. I'm not going to just, wait. Five of Swords. Again, we're asking about the history of the Seven of Swords. Okie dokie. You may have multiple different conflicting beliefs, thoughts about this. Like, you may have, like, they're bringing me to the fact that there's only one sword that's the truth, though. There's only one of the things that's conflictual about this that's true. Kind of like, competing thoughts that kind of have you up in your head, um, out of your element. I don't know, though. That might not be you. That might be the initiator. All these things, there's conflict, mental conflict, but the only thing that really matters, again, is the communication, that one sword that's up. Let's take a look at this. This is the history of the Seven Swords. Why there's a stalemate. There's been an Eight of Cups, Lovers. There's been conflict, and somebody has had to walk away from history. Okay, in this particular one, it's the Eight of Cups, which is talking about walking away from something to find what you really want and desire, right? But in this one, we have Six Cups upright, which indicates history, the past, having to walk away from your past to find the Two of Cups. The fact that that's highlighted by the Lovers, so there's been conflict because somebody actually had to leave a situation, move away from a circumstance or situation in order to be able to move towards love and this Queen of Cups. There was a decision to be made, a judgment call. They felt drawn to do this. So somebody that would be on the initiator. because you're giving grace and you're waiting and you're like, if this doesn't transpire, but obviously the initiator has had conflict in their life, had to completely remove themselves from some kind of a past situation in order to, for the sake of coming together with somebody. I think connecting with the Queen of Cups. Um, and again, that was they're being pulled to it, but there was like it required that. Where are they at now? Where are they at now? I think they did. They walked away from something mentally tormenting, like some kind of mentally exhaustive battle. They had to get out of something to gain clarity. They had to walk away from something. Where are they at right now? Oh shit. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Page of Cups. Nine of Swords. So they've actually changed things around. This feels like somebody where it's kind of like, can I just say, this doesn't feel like somebody's leaving somebody for somebody else, but it does feel like there is an element of that, as in, like, this could have been somebody already in the process of, or like they were on the heels of having left somebody and there was like shit to wrap up. There was a battle that was happening, a very mentally exhaustive one. Um, and I think it's kind of like the like, like clearing things up, wrapping things up. Um, Trying to separate themselves from that. It's like I don't want to bring that shit into anything new or into another person's life. So they were in the process. I think the fact that the lovers is in the center between the 5 of Swords and the 8 of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Judgment tells me that they've made a choice. You just haven't seen the evidence of that yet. They've made some kind of choice because on one hand, it's like they've left an old love situation behind, finally wrapped it up, kind of like really washed their hands of it to move towards they've made it. There is a decision, or there was a call to make a decision. There is a decision here. And I feel like they know and they believe that there's something about there's a very innocent, budding, um, brand new, pure kind of love. Page of Cups. Um, this new love would bring a lot of change to them, but there's some anxiety. High Priestess came out in reverse, and I really want to put it upright, but they want me to leave it in reverse. They want me to consider it in reverse. It's like the High Priestess talks about knowing something, like just having this knowing, but almost like being worried because they're not sure. But then I feel like the High Priestess is them having fears that they really so they've already cleared up something. They're still in the Two of Swords because they want to they know they need to make a decision about the Queen of Cups. But it's almost like I feel like the High Priestess would be the one, like the person that you know you have that deep soul connection with, and it's like there's a fear of what if I've got it wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? They are in a place of wanting this. Their outlook, they feel because they went from I've got to clean things up, I've got to really sever things. It's almost like having for the lack of a this is low hanging fruit. Like, you know, when people go through divorce and it's like it drags on forever. And even post divorce, there's still shit going on in court and someone's da da da. And it's like, oh my God. And like their ex still, and it's like, I just want a clean cut. I just want to be done with it. I want to be able to fully say I'm rid of that. Right. Um, I want to fully cut ties because something just took forever. And so they were like intentionally, I really do want love. I really do want love. I know like I'm ready because the Wheel of Fortune kind of feels like things have the energy has shifted into a more positive outlook, into a more positive potential for love. Um, they're ready for something new, but there's this uncertainty. So that's why they're in the Two of Swords. They may not trust. I do. It feels like I do and I don't. Remember the Two of Swords? It's like two truths and trying to determine. Um, sometimes two truths can kind of like battle one another. Um, Sometimes the truth is somewhere in the middle, but sometimes it's a matter of like having to choose which truth you are is going to lead you, right? That's why you kind of got to go within. It's kind of like, well, on one hand, I really do. I see something. Um, I'm ready for love. I'm in a good place now. But on the other hand, you know, I want to be absolutely sure that this person is blah 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 and I know that I still have fears and anxieties around that. So do I really act now? I'm ready. I want it. I desire it. I want this person, but like am I really ready? Am I, so it's like having to kind of like just dissect and determine between two truths that are clashing. Because we also have the Seven of Wands. Like, I need to make a decision that's good for me. Like, whatever I invite back into my life, I have to stand firm on my boundaries, on what I know to be true. Like, I've got to love myself I got to be sure that it feeds into me. Okay. Yeah. The Devil with the Nine of Wands. This is really about um being sure, like needing to be sure within oneself, needing to be 100% sure within oneself before moving forward. Devil feels like old patterns and illusions. I think that they're worried. Maybe what they came out of, it's kind of like, I thought this, and this. And here I am going, oh my God, yes, I want the Queen of Cups. Yes, this is gonna, I feel completely different. I want the Page of, but yet, are you my counterpart? Are you a divine match, a soul match for me? I've gotten it wrong before. So there's this defensive, protective. And so it's like this question of illusion. Like, am I just fooling myself? Like now they're just questioning themselves. Like, am I sure? They feel it. They want it. They desire it. They've taken action to kind of clean up their life so that they can invite this love in. They have their sights set on somebody, but then it's like, it's that, um, not failure to launch, but, like, that leap of faith, that jump over the, cliff. This is a general reading, guys. Just it's not individual ones. Okay. We have the Empress, the Fool, and the World. So whoever I'm reading for is well aware that this individual is just that's why you're trying to give grace. But like if somebody is too unsure about you for too long, that in and of itself should be you know what I mean? Like an indicator for you. Like if you don't know, I'm gonna leave and find somebody who does. And it's weird because I feel like these two people aren't even talking, aren't even with the with because we got separation here. We got 3 of swords. We got this there's this space between that it's one of those it's a charged situation where like you both know without having expressed something to each other and you're just like, "Okay, I'm not going to keep holding out hope for this if you can't get it together and figure it out." Cuz no act like no choice is a choice, right? We have the 6 of pentacles. It's just screaming someone views somebody as everything that they would want, like abundant with potentiality, Empress. Someone that they would want in their sphere, right, of their empire, want at the helm with them. And that if they just gave it a shot, like this person could be everything and they could it's like conquering the fucking world, like let's take on the world together kind of thing. So they see somebody in an exceptionally positive light. It is like the 6 of pentacles like is like that this person would be the missing piece. So my question is why then? Why are you second guessing? It's like a lack of trust within the self. It's that fear you feel before you take the leap over the cliff, right? The idea that you're looking down and you can't guarantee anything. You've gotten it wrong before. You've been hurt before. You have done this before and it didn't go according to plan. You felt this way before, like you were so sure, and it didn't turn out how you had hoped. And so there's this self doubt. There's this protective energy that comes in where it's, and that to me is just natural, especially if this is the first time you felt so sure about somebody and felt so really connected and drawn to with the judgment card. Like you can feel the call, you feel the pull. If you're feeling that way, and this is the very first time since the last time when it didn't go right, because you can encounter all kinds of people. You can go on dates, you can mingle, you can, flirt. But if there's not that, but it never reaches this level where you see somebody like that. And you're just like, what if I'm wrong? What if they're not? What if this isn't supposed to happen? Or even, what if it doesn't? It's almost as if it's like they kind of wanna know 100% for sure, and this happens to everybody who's been through something like this where it's like, even once you've healed, even once you've began moving in a new direction in life and taking the appropriate step, like you feel like you're back in your power. We all have that moment where it's like it's walking the talk. It's the fear of repeating the past. What if I, because again, the high priestess is, what if I'm not really in touch with my intuition? What if I'm not really, what if I'm making this up? Again, with the devil card, what if it's just my ego and it's not that I'm feeling this soul connection with somebody? What if it's not my intuition and my ego is pretending and parading around like it's my intuition to convince, you know what I mean? Because it gives me this sense of, you know what I'm saying? You don't call into question your intuition when you don't feel like when there's not that soul level connection, when again, this feels completely different. They can feel the judgment, which is, you know, the call. They feel the call. That's how they know this is big. And it's like, oh my god, it's one thing to screw up those other ones where it's not really, it doesn't feel like there's a lot riding on it. This one feels, oh, this could do something. This one could do something to me if it doesn't go right. This one feels big, because you don't go around thinking everybody's the empress, the person that you want to, especially when you had somebody before that you thought would sit at the helm of your empire with you. Like, if somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, this could be the one," then you think, "Nah, what if it's not my intuition? What if it's," Yeah, that's where they're at. And anybody can go through that. When something feels this, for lack of a better term, monumental or major in their life. Let's find out about the Ace of Pentacles. I'm gonna put this deck up. Let's see. Who do I want to go for the Ace? Where are we going for the Ace of Pentacles? We're gonna do Starman Tarot. So it's kind of like the Page of Pentacles is the gesture, the offer that brings something into reality, and this is the beginning of that. Hold on. Talk to me about the Ace of Pentacles. You want me to shuffle? Because I mean, okay, this is coming in. If you just feel like you 100%, like even if you have separated and you've been away from somebody for some time, if you feel like you just finally finished wrapping everything up from the past and something like this enters your life, you're like, fuck, I just feel like myself after this. I just completely freed myself from that. And now this, like that's when you just wrap something up. That's huge. That's a huge decision. I don't care how drawn to somebody you feel. It's like, I like it took so long. I just feel like whatever that 8 of cups was, it took so long to fully leave the past behind. I shit you not. I'm trying to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, and the fucking Page of Pentacles, which came out with the Ace of Pentacles, comes to clarify it. It's okay. See the Death card. Again, The idea of one ending moving directly into a new beginning. There's not even like a large liminal space because again, even if it's been a long time, they to one degree or another, still during that long period, they felt still somehow connected, influenced, or like not fully free from the past. And it's almost as if like the one ending is bleeding right into a new beginning, the death and rebirth process. It's very quick. I don't feel like the death card, there's not much of a break between the two. Death and rebirth. Like it's seamless. One bleeds right into the other. Son of a biscuit. Ooh. Here's the thing. If they communicate, they already know it's a done deal. It's as if the first initiation, they are the initiator, they know it's already a done deal. And there's some sense of because one's bleeding right into the another and it feels like there's not much of a space between the two. Again, I don't feel like this other situation or person, like it doesn't feel fresh in the sense of like, oh, I just no. That person like it's been a thing. It's been in process for quite some time. It's just again, also with the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords can be it's still so fresh. Like, I literally just wrapped that up. I literally just finished it. I just finished that the 2-year process of separating from a situation or a person. And so, they know as soon as they communicate like that, it's gonna happen. It becomes reality. The seed is planted and things will grow. Um, it's almost like they can sense how rapid something will develop. And this is their only manner of control or feeling like they get a breath before the new thing starts. Because if they just hold back, it's like I just want to feel settled within myself. I want to know. I really want to know. I really want to know. I want to feel confident. Again, 7 of Swords. I want to feel confident when I do this. And right now, I'm still feeling a little like devil card. Am I making it up? I have a bit of a son of a biscuit. I'm not picking it up. Um, um, it's like trying to get your bearings, like braking. They're putting their foot on the brake a little bit to kind of like because when I tell you, as soon as they init because that's what the Page of Pentacles is. As soon as they initiate something in reality, meaning like it's no longer just this energy exchange, this knowing, this feeling, or something on the etheric. It's once they initiate, it becomes the seed is planted in the 3D, and that shit will grow. The Ace of Pentacle grows. It's like you've already chosen, you're on the path now. Um, and it's not that they don't want that. They just want to feel well rooted in themselves, very confident. There's just this sense of like, let me take a breath. Because we have And this is why I say all of this. We have the Page of Swords again, as soon as they communicate. The minute, the moment communication initiates between the two of you is the moment something begins. The clown is the Fool card in this deck. And they know that as soon as it begins, it will rapidly grow to the 10 of Pentacles. That Ace of Pentacles will be on the trajectory to the 10 of Pentacles. They know. It's funny because over here it feels like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. With the High Priestess in reverse, they do know. They do know. I think pretending like they don't know gives them permission to kind of slow down and get their bearings. They really want to feel exceptionally confident, but deep down, they do fucking know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But whoever I'm reading for, you also have to think about yourself. I think you understand to a certain degree, but also it's like, yeah, but there feels like there is a pause over your life as a result of this. And even if things are happening in other areas, it somehow leaches in and impacts those because you're almost like holding your breath. You're almost like, yeah, because here's the thing, I don't care what's happening in your life. A connection like this that comes in is going to influence every other part of your life. And so it's one of those things where it's like you might feel like you're withholding in those areas because you know, again, Two of Pentacles, like if this doesn't happen, I can already tell you the trajectory I'm going to take is going to take me in the opposite direction. So you know somehow that if that once they come in, they're going to be an integral part of a lot of the decisions you make. Again, it's not about forsaking the self in order to have somebody. It's they will be such an integral part. Let me pull this back up again. Empress, divine counterpart type of energy. You just know it's something. Yeah, like from where you live to the projects you take on to whether or not you choose to have a family and have children like the Empress would, like all those things would color and influence all the other decisions in your life and how those things unfold. You might, without the prospect of those things, choose differently for yourself. If I had a family, I'd want a stable location somewhere that we can always call home. But if I'm by myself, I want to be a nomad. I want to be free. I want to experience things. Like if I'm not going to have the love between two people, then I want to have the love of life. Like I want to experience love. And it's going to like and if you don't come in, I'm going this way because my life doesn't stop. I can't put everything on hold for you to feel rude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no decision is a decision. And that's where you're at. You sense it, you feel it. It Ten of Swords, they need see, like in this one, this is the one that's battered, torn, really look at him, all the swords in him. That was the worst case scenario. That was your rock bottom. And somehow, like, it's like you see how they're splitting apart? This is the new self that's gonna float towards the Ace of Swords. the new path, the new journey, the truth, the regeneration. Um, it's almost as if it's like their this sense of pause is them doing this. Like their old self splitting, old self, past history splitting off from their new self splitting and pulling away from their old self, their history, their past. Because again, they don't want to bring that into a new situation. They want it's like a recalibration period for them. But the problem is if you have any level of fear that creeps in, and this is a good time for it to creep in because everything is not 100% known. It's not reality yet. So it's an idea, it's a potentiality, it's a maybe. And so if you let that sit for long enough, okay, a, a potentiality can be corrupted. Things can come in to corrupt that, to create dissent. You sit stagnant long enough and fear will creep in. Your ego will begin to fill in the blanks, right, of the things that have yet to happen. Will begin to challenge what you think you know. So there's 100% a leap of faith, but I can tell whoever I'm reading for, it's as if you've created a space of allowance, meaning like of receptivity. Like you may have done something to let them know if you come in, I will reciprocate, or that I am open to you to some degree. Like you've done something either with your life or in an interaction with them. For some of you, there may not be an interaction. This may be a brand new person coming in, and a lot of this is energetic. But it's like I have created space in my life, and the fact that I'm giving grace, meaning that I am not automatically moving in another direction. Like I am giving space for you to come in. Like you've done something to almost give permission. Ace of Cups. There's something about you giving grace is an expression of love. This Ace of Cups. It is I don't know, but it is an ultimate expression of love. Um Starman in this deck is the magician. You are ready to manifest love. You're open to it. You're in a state of allowance, receptivity. Love is on offer right now. But this person must move from the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords in order to get the Ten of Cups. You're primed and ready. Everything is just waiting for the initiator to initiate. Because it's like, sure, you could go after this person, but when they're in this state, in this energy, in this mindset, what good is that going to do? You realize right now, you've already made the decision. The Two of Swords for you is the pending one that will happen at the end of this month, at the end of November. You've already decided, you've done something in your life, in your energy to allow them in. Your Two of Swords is you've got a pending decision. Again, you've created this where you're like, I have a time limit, I have a time frame. And if this doesn't initiate by this time, the no decision on their part is a decision, and then I'll have a decision to make. Because we have the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Cups. If they so choose to walk down this path, that's what they get. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. That's what the both of you get. But you can't force somebody. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink. It has to be a choice on of their own volition. You know what I'm saying? And to try and manipulate and influence and coax, and you have to choose me, dude. You've got to choose me. You've got to choose this. You've got to choose the Ace of Swords, okay? You have to choose this. You have compassion and understanding, and your cup of love is there on offer, but they have to take it. They've said it a couple of times. They want me. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I know I had it. Hold on, guys. I thought I brought it back over here. Give me just a second. They want me to read the Starman from the book, because when I tell you the book, I love. Everybody should have the Starman Tarot. Okay, because it's not just the energy of the cards and what it holds, but the book itself and the way that they. Hold on one second. Their interpretations of things is badass. Hold on. Oh, got it. I was like, I knew I saw it over there. Okay, hold on. I promise this is one of the times you're gonna love the fact that I actually read from the book. Okay, okay. Hold on. Where'd you go? Starman is, yeah. Starman, are you ready? I will show. Come on. Hold on. Where do I want to start? The Starman's glorious presence awakens us to see another realm entirely, and in that resonance, seemingly irrefutable facts are seen as fiction. A palpable sense of creative potency hangs in the air, a hidden potential demanding to be realized. The dissolving of the starman's solid form into golden pool of liquid light, the sheer willingness to melt himself down, to be reborn as something fresh, something new, sorry, yet containing all the elements woven from the past, is a powerful metaphor. We too can place the personality and the various jaded facets of ourselves into the flame of the creative fire to be reconfigured in ever more liberating, expressive, and complex ways. We must throw ourselves into the white hot flames, and despite the heat and sheer intensity, know that we can never disappear. To boldly confront the fear of destroying that which we cherish, something complete and comfortable, with great intrinsic value, and yet be courageous and break it down. To boldly confront the fear of destroying that which we cherish. That's the crux of the decision that he and you, that's your pending decision as well. To trust the starman as he propels us towards the possibility of discovering what we didn't know that we didn't know, revealing the raw components of life with all of the thoughts, frailties, passions, and anxieties, which can now be transformed and recombined into something powerful, impactful, extraordinary. He knows power does not come from him, but through him, and he wields it with absolute integrity, creating something magical out of nothing. The Starman offers us the elixir, a constant visual theme and quest. We must risk our own destruction. Here it is. We must risk our own destruction, risk our own failure, and embrace what appears to be a mistake. I hope that motherfucker's watching. I hope the initiator is watching. We must risk our own destruction, risk our own failure, and embrace what appears to be a mistake. Oh, mm. When the starman appears, it is a signal to see what elements of your life can be reinvented and rethought in order to create and reveal something extraordinary. He is calling you to discover your full creative potential, to step into yourself. So that's the crux of what this motherfucker is facing. He's being called to do he, I say proverbial he, gender doesn't fucking, you know what I mean? But it's like this the initiator, we'll call him, is being called to step into the potential of the mistake, the perceived fear of the mistake, in order to create something new out of the old. What's going to happen? The star. And when we say what's going to happen, it's what's the most probable because when you have something like this is what's called a crossroads, right? We're not so far along a timeline where something is inevitable. Like you're too far along, events are already in play. This is going to happen one or the other. This is the crux of a crossroad. There's a choice between timelines, between paths. And so we can only, what is the most probable that will happen given the current energies and mindsets, right? They're being guided to take action. We got the star card with the two of wands. Again, we had the judgment card. They feel the pull, the nudge, the angel blowing the bugle, calling them to rise up. But they are in this four of cups, meaning they're really concentrated on the present moment, the three cups before them, and they are aware that the proverbial fourth cup from the sky that, your cup is there for the taking, and they are in this, I don't even know if it's apathy, but this withholding just yet. So right now they are currently still in the energy of uncertainty in regards to their wish. But again, they're keenly aware. This motherfucker knows. When I say they know as soon as they initiate, they know the direction it's going to go. They already know. And it's funny because it's like, at no point are they going, oh, will this person want me? Like, they just know. They know as soon as they initiate, things are going to take off. Like a wild vine that just grows like rapidly and takes over almost. That's kind of what it is. Which is why they're holding back. Again, this is why they're holding back. They know this is the path they're supposed to go down. They know it would lead. So they're also keenly aware that they're holding back from their wish. It's like the moment you're supposed to walk out on stage and you wait just a little bit extra. I don't know. What is this? Like, it's like a composure, like composing oneself. Sometimes when we feel this fear and like things begin to unfold, everybody tries to press on that brake pedal just so they can have a little bit of sense of control because suddenly life just feels like it's Life has a life of itself, a life force of its own, and you that's what being in the flow is though, right? Life has its own life force and takes a life of its own. Like it just goes. There's like you can choose to participate or just have life happen to you, but life is going to happen one way or the other. It's going to move. They just didn't realize how quickly. And again, they know they're not in control. And sometimes we want to hold on to control just a little bit before we totally, utterly surrender to get our bearings. So that's them. And now this is you, Two of Pentacles. You're ready to move forward. You're ready for life. It's funny because they are too, but they're also just life will take on a life of its own. I don't know how else to explain that. You choose this and you choose to relinquish control. Period. There's something about the and you're ready for the adventure and there's I don't know, it's like coming to terms with what is actually transpiring. It just feels because they're not wanting that. They're just feeling the immensity of it all and gathering their bearings. And you are like, I'm ready. Again, it's happening one way or the other. It is happening one way or the other. Two of Pentacles. This is you. Because you're not going to hold yourself back from life and the adventure of life. You know you're ready. And it's a disservice to you to withhold that from you. You have the Ace of Cups. Your cup is full. You will not deprive yourself of that ever again, no matter what other sacrifices that may require. So you're Two of Pentacles. I've given you grace, and I now have a time limit because one way or the other, I'm jumping on board this adventure of life, with or without you. And then the second is the Alien, and this is the one that I usually read from. The only two cards that I tend to read are Sacred Clown and the Alien. And I want to read the Alien for you because when I read the when I fuck me when I read the Starman, it was what they needed to do, right? And this is you, okay? So just hold on. The Alien. This one actually makes me more of a Klimt than the other, okay? In a world where distance or remoteness enables and creates space for imaginary lives, snapshots of the good life, all glowing smiles, it can be easy to feel estranged, different, and not part of the gang. We simply don't belong. This alien, though, is here to lead you back home to yourself. The alien, the outsider, the rebel, the stranger, the one you have feared yet also secretly desired, is here to remind you that you are perfect as you are, beneath the mask of cruel imperfection. He represents your own hidden or lost wonder and miraculous powers, the parts of you that have become alien to you. In the difficulties of life, the learning, the rules, and consequences of family, school, work, and relationships, parts of ourselves must remain hidden, suppressed, and denied. Parts of the whole remain hidden and unknown. The alien signals your urge for freedom. Naked, untainted, there are no masks. There is no great cover up. He catalyzes self discovery and ignites the drive to question, challenge, and dissolve the walls that box us in. There is a remembering, the semblance of something more astonishing, more beautiful, and utterly miraculous surfacing. The rekindling of dreams, new possibilities, new worlds. He invites you to weave your earthly wisdom into new forms and expressions that have never existed before. He lifts you way above what you thought was possible, way beyond what you thought was you, lifting you out of your personality and its defenses and placing you back into yourself, whole and complete. The alien who carries spectacular visions and wonders must always seek a way home to the stars, the light from afar, being in this world but not of it, reminding you that you are always, no matter what, on a journey back home to the light. And this is the reason why you're like, I will not hold myself back from life anymore, no matter what the sacrifice. I understand, I have compassion, and I give grace. But I am jumping on that fucking adventure with or without you. It doesn't feel as if Spirit wants to tell us what's going to happen, but yet just give you the information of what is. Because I feel like Spirit has done all that they can do. All the nudging, all the calling, all the pulling, all the shining a light on things. It is now in each person's hands, right? The idea of we can wish upon a star, but are we ready for the thing that we wished for? Would we choose it? And I want you to remember that I always, at this channel, we don't do the chosen one thing because we're all chosen. The true choice in life is choosing your destiny. So it's not that you get chosen, it's that you have to do the choosing. You have to opt in. Spirit can influence and push and box and maneuver and do everything to entice you, but ultimately, surrender to your destiny, surrender to a path, surrender to a love is the ultimate choice. We always think that surrender means that we hand our power over, but there's no greater power than to make that choice because nobody can do it for you. So you are utterly at a crossroads. And each person is going to have to move forward based upon their own convictions and what is right and true for them. So you have said, I am choosing life. Then choose life, no matter which way this goes. Stay true to you. You know what you deserve. That's all that can be said. Oh, okay. I sure hope I'm okay. I don't know what was. Can we ask if he will right now? Honest to gosh, it's like, again, it's in his, he knows. We've been here before. We've done this. We can know something so intrinsically, so purely, and in a split moment, go a direction we never imagined going. That's in a complete different alignment that we thought we were never aligned to. The fear, that's why they said the longer you wait, we earlier it was like the longer this person waits, the longer anybody waits. When they know something, the greater the fear has the potential to influence, derail, and infiltrate. The longer he waits, that fear can grow and become a resounding voice that interferes with what he knows to be true. Um, but it's like this is the point of being the fool, standing at the cliff's edge. Everything brought you to this point, but spirit can't make you choose. Spirit can't choose for you. And that's the entire point of the crossroads. Spirit has witnessed and watched humanity for too long to know that everything can point in one direction. And at a split second, it goes the other. It's as if it's a hands-off thing. And to try and guess at this point, they can only tell you what is, but in those the crux of those moments, too has been surprised. This is where what we all deem free will to be, because again, obviously spirit can influence and manipulate and maneuver energies, and spirit's the greatest opportunist there is. Things can happen and they'll capitalize on opportunities. They're not, but it's like these are the moments where we're like, this is what matters. This is what free will truly means. Are you going to choose your destiny? Are you going to choose it? This is a hands off moment for spirit. Spirit's like, I can only give you where we're at, what's happening, but even I can't guess because humanity consistently surprises me when I think I know. If that makes sense. Good morning. So that's that. I hope this message reaches whoever it is meant for. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys in the next read, okay? Enjoy yourselves.